say hello. My name is Brian Gay. I'm an amateur filmmaker, or I should say veteran amateur filmmaker, and this is my lovely wife Kacy. And we thought we'd share some of our film thoughts with you on recent movies we've seen. We watch a lot of movies together, and we're drinking some Folgers coffee today, a rare, unheard of brand from Colombia of coffee. And we're going to talk about Where the Crawdads Sing. It's a recent film, not from 2023. I believe it came out in 2022, right?
You don't know when it came.
Did it come out in 2022?
I don't know. I can look.
See, now that's stuff we could have done before we hit record, is have the information of when the film was made, who's in the film, who made it. That should have all been done before we hit record. My wife didn't pull any of that stuff up. I asked her to.
Guess who else did not?
I didn't either, but I asked her to earlier, and it ruins this entire $3,000 production.
2022.
Yeah, so last year, I was right. But yeah, Where the Crawdads Sing. What do you think
It's
about
a mystery romance. I can't.
That's what it says on Google search.
That's kind of. Can you think of another mystery romance?
Like every noir movie ever?
Yeah.
There's tons of noir.
Well, name one.
Casablanca?
Is that a yeah? Okay.
Yes. What's the deal with her and the Nazis? What's going on? Yeah, Casablanca. It's a mystery romance, y'all. Who ever heard of that?
It sounds like a weird combination.
No, so Where the Crawdads Sing takes place in North Carolina between the late 50s and late 60s. It's a story of a young girl who they call the Marsh Girl in this small town. Played
by Daisy Edgar Jones.
Yeah.
I knew right off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean, it rolls off the tongue. But she's an unknown, but good actress.
I think all the actors in this are known. Taylor John Smith plays the main love interest. Harrison Dickinson is another one.
I don't know any of these guys. They're good-looking gentlemen.
Oh, the only actor in the movie that's well known, I think, is David. How do you say that?
Strathairn. But he's Academy Award winner. He won for that black and white movie about newspapers or media. Forgot the name of the film, but he was an Academy Award winner for that. Garrett Dillahunt is in this film, and he always plays a menacing, scary character. And he did not disappoint his freaky, weird fans out there that enjoy those sorts of creepy characters. He plays an evil father at the beginning. So what are our impressions of the film? Would I recommend this film to you, the viewer? As a film fan, I say this is one of the best films I've seen in quite some time. It is elegantly directed, beautifully written. It's an intriguing story. You want to see what happens next, but it's beautiful. It's shot in the swamps, in the marsh, I guess, of North Carolina, and it is beautiful. There's beautiful photography, excellent cinematography. Every shot set up fantastically. I loved it. It keeps you watching and wanting more. There's some very romantic shots in it of the kiss in the wind.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
With the leaves falling.
There's like a whirlwind of leaves just all of the sudden. And that's when the first kiss happens. Yeah, these characters are basically little swamp rats. This young boy and this young girl, and they've grown up together in the swamp. And when they first kiss, it's very romantic, reminiscent of any beautifully shot romance movie. It's an excellent film. I highly recommend it. We just watched it for a second time with my mother last night, so we've seen it twice. Anything else about the look of the film? I thought it was beautiful. I thought the whole thing.
Beautiful. Okay. So as of yet, we haven't given anything away, no spoilers. We're just talking about the movie itself and would you recommend it. So if you don't want to know what the plot is, like plot details, you can stop watching now and come back after you've watched the film. The film is Where the Crawdads Sing. And I consider it a 5-star, fantastic movie. We'll do a lot more reviews like this in the future. If you don't want to watch the second half after you've seen the film, you can just watch the second half if you want to know what the film's about. But otherwise, it was good talking to you guys. Please feel free to subscribe. This is going to be a pretty short and sweet little series with me and my lovely wife here, where we just review the movies we've been watching over the years. So, spoiler alert, we are going to talk about the plot of the film now, which reveals the secrets of the film. So again, tune out if you're not interested in that. So what is your favorite part about the plot of Where the Crawdads Sing?
Like, to me, just the movie hits on all fronts. Like, it's an amazing romance, if you like that. It's an amazing murder mystery. Like, there's some suspense in it, I guess.
It's very romantic. But let's just get down to it. The movie starts with someone's been murdered. These two little boys walk up on a body in the woods, and our main character is narrating. And you follow the story all the way up to, and they catch her, and they arrest her, and they blame her on the death of this young man named Chase. So Chase has been murdered, and they think this girl, everybody calls the Marsh girl, has died. That's the beginning of the film. And then it is a series of really good dialogue scenes that make you go back in the past, and you see the Marsh girl's past. You see her childhood, and it's very unfortunate. She's mistreated, her father's abusive, and who leaves her?
Well, everybody leaves. Everybody leaves. The father abuses the mother. It is, and all the children. There's 5 children. There's 1 older boy, 2 older girls, 1, he looks maybe 13 year old boy,
4 siblings,
and then Kaya, who looks about 8 to 10 years old. And the mother leaves first, then the older boy leaves, then the 2 girls, and then finally the last boy, what's his name? Jody leaves.
After our actor friend Garrett beats the mess out of each member of the family, they all leave.
Yeah, he's just a drunken fool.
And they leave this poor little girl, Kaya, with the drunken father. So the mom leaves, so everybody's sad the mom leaves. Then the sisters leave, then the brothers leave, and they leave this poor little girl all by herself with this
and they live deep out in the
psycho
marsh. There's
dad.
No neighbors. They're surrounded by marsh and woods, and
yeah, imagine
it's just her and him.
being raised by one of the villains of a Rescuers Down Under film. And you're just raised by this person. Or Rescuers film. What do they call them? There's Rescuers, and then there's Rescuers Down Under. Yeah, so imagine one of those lovely 2 villains being your father and raising you. That's about what it was like.
So Kaya, she's devastated by everybody leaving, but her dad chills out a little bit after everybody leaves, because he's, kind of heartbroken and just, kind of a shell of a person. And so there's like a small amount of time where he's tolerable to Kaya.
The movie makes you think, oh, he's going to be all right, and maybe they'll be fine. And then he leaves.
Yeah, they get a letter from the mother, and you don't know it at the time, but the letter from the mom is something like, I want to come get my kids. And Kaya can't read, so she doesn't know what the letter says. He burns the letter up. He burns all the mom's stuff. And she's crying, she's super upset about it. And then he leaves her by herself. She's got to be 10. She's got to be 10 years old.
And so the rest of the film is you realizing this girl who's been arrested now at the beginning of the film grew up on the marsh completely alone from a very young age. So she is the marsh girl. She knows nothing but the swamp life. So that's your main character. And the story unfolds, and you follow her as she falls in love with this other kid named Tate. That's right. What a name. Tate.
And they knew each other from little, but they don't really start spending that much time together until she's like 18.
It doesn't specify their age.
I think she's like 18. No,
but
it does.
They're teenagers.
It does.
They're teenagers, and they love each other, and they fall in love. And then college life comes along, and Tate leaves her too. So now you're stuck with the Marsh girl who has lost everybody. It's like a Disney movie cranked into overdrive.
Right.
It takes every character in the family away slowly, the film does, traumatizing you. Then she falls in love with the prince. He's taken away.
Right.
And now she's left alone, so then this other fella comes along.
Wait. Very important.
Wait.
Very important before Tate leaves.
Wait. No, never mind. Go ahead.
Before Tate leaves, most of their interaction together, like I said before, Kaya cannot read. She tried going to school. It didn't work out at all. Before Kaya's mom leaves, she teaches her how to illustrate and paint. She's very talented. And she loves to collect, Kaya, she loves to collect little feathers and shells and just stuff from the marsh. She loves the marsh. She loves the animals there and everything. And Tate teaches her how to read, and most of the stuff they read is about animals, animal biology, their habits, their habitat, stuff like that. So by the time Tate leaves to go to college, she's got all these illustrations of all these animals and creatures around the marsh, and she knows almost everything there is to know about their biology. So she's basically an amateur botanist at this point. He gives her a list as he's leaving. He gives her a list of publishing companies and said, here, this will bring you in some money if you try to publish your book. I think if you try to make your illustrations into a book. So he gives that to her before he goes. And then she starts dating the other guy, which is what you were saying.
This is two people talking about the movie, not just one.
It's one person talking about it correctly and another one like skipping over
just
crucial
telling
details.
People what the movie is and what it really means. In-depth look.
Well, you were saying she starts seeing the other guy, and you talk about, I don't like that guy.
Anyway, so 5 years have passed, and she's dating this guy, Chase now, who she just met one day on the beach. They don't know each other. He's like town jock. He's popular because at one point he was good at being a quarterback on the football team. He's popular in town. He's well known in town. His family is apparently of a good means, middle class family. So you don't trust him. She doesn't trust him. She doesn't trust anybody. The only two people in town that have ever given her the time of day is this black couple who are the shopkeeper owners, and they give her food and supplies, and they trade with her, this marsh girl. Anyway, so long story short, what Kacy said matters. The publishers publish her books. So as she's dating this guy, she's also becoming wealthy, famous. She buys her property, which is like tons of acres
There's
of
like
property.
300 plus acres.
Yeah, this girl owns
marsh and oak forests.
Yeah, this girl owns a chunk of land, and it's beautiful marshland, and so she's actually, as far as her life is concerned, everything's good.
She gets electricity. She didn't have electricity before.
Yeah,
she buys furniture.
Yeah, she finally kind of modernizes her home, and she's no longer just the little marsh girl, poor marsh girl. She's the wealthy marsh girl, but she's dating this uppity fella Chase, and she finds out he's, of course, cheating on her. He was never intending to be honest with her. And so he's made a fool of her. He was engaged to another girl the whole time. So drama there. It's important to the story though, because it all ties in with their relationship and leading up to the big ending here, which is we're coming on it. And the story goes back and forth between the courtroom and the past, the flashbacks, and now she's faced with, did she do it or didn't she do it? And the lawyer, played really well by this Academy Award nominee, if not winner, I believe he's a winner. He convinces the jury with the facts that they don't have any evidence against her, and they don't. They have no evidence that puts her near this body other than the fact she lives in the swamp, and that's where they found the body. And that's it. They did have a relationship. The community knows of this. There's whispers of it, but they do not have any evidence. The only evidence they were lacking was somewhere putting her near the body that evening, which she was out of town with the publishers that night. So it's made very clear by the evidence supported by both sides that there's no way to put her there at the scene of this crime where this young man fell to his death from a forest watchtower. And so yeah, she gets off. They find her innocent, and that's, you think, in the movie's wrapping up, and then you get your M. Night Shyamalan sequence at the end that reveals the big twist of the film.
Tate comes back.
Yeah. Tate comes back.
Tate comes back.
That's true, he does. That is
this
important.
book, what is it, Chase or Chance?
Chase is the one that's dead.
Chase, she's just found out that Chase is cheating on her. Or actually, Chase is using her to cheat on his fiance. She finds out about it. She's, you know, she doesn't.
He's a cheating scumbag.
She doesn't want anything to do with him, and she embarrasses him in front of his friends. She basically says, "Leave me alone. I don't want anything to do with you." And of course, that ticks him right off. He gets drunk and attacks her.
He's a control freak.
If you have
He tries to rape her.
He does rape her.
It doesn't make that very clear.
It's pretty dang clear. If you have a problem with sexual assault, don't watch this movie or skip this scene. Okay, it's a very short scene, but he does sexually.
It might have been a little bit of rape, but it was bad. It was bad. It was a rough scene.
He sexually assaults her anyway, and she beats the crap out of him. She hits him with a rock. She kicks him like 3 or 4 times, and she says, "I'll kill you. I'll kill you if you come back near me." And that was one of the points in the trial. Yeah. But anyway, that night, of course, he smacks her around too. That night Tate comes back. He tells her Chase isn't good enough for you, and she's like, "You need to get out of here. You left me. You've been gone. What are you doing back here?"
Yeah, Tate left her. Remember?
Mm-hmm. And of course, he's like, "What happened to your face? What, you know?" Because she's all bruised up. And so he's trying to make up to Kaya. He's like, "I miss you. I love you. I made a mistake. I should have come back. I should have not left you. Blah blah blah. Yada yada."
He should have.
And she's considering it, you know, but she's scared out of her wits at this point because this dude Chase keeps coming back. He comes to her house.
He trashes her place.
Her house.
Tears all her. She's like, okay, so Kacy went on a 20-minute rant earlier, half-hour rant earlier, hour-long rant earlier about her being a biologist. It was a long time. And he explained that this girl draws all these amazing drawings.
Oh, he tears up her pictures.
And he, like, crumples each one of them up. You see the room, and it's like nothing but he crumpled every one of her drawings up. Drama.
And she lives in the woods by herself, and she knows from the experience with her dad, that men like that always have to get the last punch. So in her mind, he's at some point coming back.
Yes,
Again, he comes back 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And she doesn't find her, but you know.
So anyway, we're wrapping the movie up here.
Yeah.
And it fast forwards to years in the future after the trial. She's been found innocent, and her husband is now Tate. They get married,
Yeah, they get married.
and they live on the swamp together, and she's narrating. It's all this beautiful photography. You're sad for her because the movie wraps up and she has passed away. Your main character is now dead.
She passed away on the marsh.
Her husband, played by Old Man Tate, that's what we'll call him.
Old Man Tate.
Old Man Tate picks up an old book of hers, and he's flipping through it, and you're listening to this narration, and you find at the end of this book a picture of dead boy Chase with a necklace, which was the missing piece of evidence. If you're paying attention to the trial, they were looking for a seashell necklace that she gave him that the mother said was always around his neck. He never took it off. And so she said whoever killed him took the necklace, and in the book is the necklace. So in the end, our girl, Marsh Girl, murdered Chase. M. Night Shyamalan sprinkles the twist.
And you don't care because you don't miss Chase at all.
And the movie brainwashes you into thinking murder is okay, and that Chase should have been murdered maybe twice in the movie. So yeah, you're like, yeah, I'm glad she did it. So,
but it's a really, really good twist because the whole movie you're kind of flipping back and forth. Oh, she did it, she didn't do it, and then the trial, the lawyer in the end really makes you think it would have been impossible. It's silly, even the notion that she could have done it if she wasn't there. She would have had to hop a bus in the middle of the night and lured him
which
out
she
to the
did.
bar, which apparently she did.
She had to do it all.
She had to disguise herself, wear a disguise, wipe off all the fingerprints, the footprints,
so she
then
could
go
murder
back where
Chase.
she was at to talk to her publishers the next day without a ruffle. And that's exactly what she did, apparently.
Snippety snap.
Apparently that's exactly
just like
what
that, Chase is dead. He fell, it was 80 foot to his death from a
Yeah,
tower.
It was like on a tower, and he fell.
She
and
must
hit
have
his
shoved
head
him. You don't
down.
see this. You never see it. It's all in your imagination. But you know she did it. She murdered Chase.
But it really is a good twist at the end. You kind of don't see it coming. It kind of feels wrapped up. Oh, the trial, she didn't do it. She's innocent, you know.
She murdered him.
She killed him.
She killed him. and it's in a way it's kind of justified. And they give you some nice foreshadowing in a scene earlier when she's talking to the publishers. She says, "I don't see there's a dark side to the swamp life," and they're referencing a praying mantis killing her lover. So a little foreshadowing there.
Yeah.
This girl ain't afraid to kill. This girl's gonna come again. She's gonna come again. So the movie is Where the Crawdads Sing, and we give it 2 thumbs up, two big toes up as well. I can't stretch like I used to. I'd show you that. But we'd like to do more of these. If you guys like our movie overview, just me and my wife talking, because we like movies and we love each other, and we want to watch movies together and talk in British accents. Next time, can we talk in a British accent?
You mean like Audrey Hepburn?
No, I mean
on
like
My Fair Lady?
No, like rock.
Ow!
No, not like that. No. I'm sorry I mentioned that. I'm sorry I brought that up. I'm so sorry. But we'll review another movie next time. Probably something more up everybody's alley. We'll maybe a comedy or a.
We wanted to. I'm gonna do all of the Christmas carols, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh, that's way down the road.
No, it ain't.
We are. We want to review every Christmas carol ever made.
There's like 60 of them.
And we want to do a top 10, top 5. Like we want to break it down as we watch them and review them, and give you guys a big giant Christmas carol marathon of reviews. And we love it. And there's countless films and TV shows. And we both of us have yet to see one we didn't like, to at least some degree. So maybe this will just become a Christmas Carol show in the end. But no, right now it's me and Kacy just reviewing movies, and we'll do it again soon. Peace out. Feel free to subscribe. And the movie was Where the Crawdads Sing this week. Goodbye.